It's the video that stoked outrage on Saturday night. A tourist strolling on the beaches of Keycocker and munching on some takeout is told that she's about to be put under arrest.
Do you see that I have food in my hand? I am eating. You see it, right? This is Ishley Racinos.
My name is Reynaldo Cole. And regulation number 1.
And I'm eating my food while I'm walking.
Sir, can you step a little more back if you want the video?
No. 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 And it's, if you're eating, you're allowed. No. No. If you're eating, if I'm eating, I don't have to. No. 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 No.
But she wasn't locked down for long, because ED Region 4 Commander Chris Noble quickly brought her plight to the attention of the commissioner, and he directed her release.
I did saw the video footage on social media, and I spoke to Mr. Noble, as well as the two officers in question. And from my understanding is that the officers had passed moments before and they saw the tourists without a mask. And they had warned the tourists about not wearing a mask. And subsequent to that, the officers returned and the tourist was still seen without wearing her mask. And based on that, again, the officers went and warned her to wear her mask, and she went off on the officers. Now, let me make it clear that the quarantine regulation that is currently in force do not make any provision for persons who are eating or drinking in public not to be wearing a mask. However, as a matter of our internal practice, we have advised our officers that if a person is eating or drinking in public or any public space, then we must exercise our discretion. And so it was in that light that I had said that the officers may have overreacted and could have used the discretion. But equally, it must be understood that the tourists must abide by the law. And the officers, even in the video footage that you would see, the officers did try to exercise some level of patience in how they dealt with her.
Is this the way you guys treat American travelers? Is this the way that you treat American travelers? I'm eating my food. I'm eating my food while I walk.
And she was very crafty in what she did, because she actually took the piece of meat and said, I'm eating. And so that captured the attention of the Belizean people, and so the Belizean people reacted the way they did towards the officers. And we understand that.
Indeed, the commissioner is well aware of the PR implications here and says that snuffing out tourism is far from his department's goal. He also pointed out the obvious, that you can't eat while wearing a mask, but cautioned the public not to abuse that caveat.
At the end of the day, we don't want to promote an environment that will not be conducive to our tourists, especially in a time like this. And so we must, to some extent, ensure that we exercise some discretion when we encounter persons, whether they're tourists or not, and they are seen eating or drinking in public, because as a matter of judicial notice, one would have to lower their mask in order to eat or drink. And yes, while some can say, well, you can go and eat in a restaurant or whatever, not everybody can eat in a restaurant, especially now where most of the restaurants are providing for takeout. And while, yes, we do say that if you're drinking, you can take down your mask, that only applies to drinking water or medicine. It does not apply to drinking liquor or of that sort. And while we also speak of eating, it does not speak to eating a sweet, like one would suggest a lollipop, or eating a chips or whatever. Yeah, it must be that you're eating some sort of food.
And when it comes to accommodating Belize's guests, the commissioner admits that officers could do with some training.
Discussed with several persons who have agreed to offer the police officers in Keycocker some customer care in tourism industry. And we are going to take up those offers and try to see how we can educate our officers. But at the end of the day, I don't want it to be seen as if the police officers were utterly wrong, because they were not.
Cherise Halsell, 7 News.